The War Diary entry for 07:49 hours on June 6th, 1944, of the Royal Winnipeg Rifles reads, in spite of the air bombardment failing to materialize, the RN or Royal Navy bombardment being spotty, the rockets falling short, and the DDs or duplex drive Sherman tanks and AVREs, which are armored vehicle Royal Engineers, being late, D Company Royal Winnipeg Rifles with under command 1 Pioneer Section landed to the left of Mike Green, and B Company with under command number 15 Platoon and 2 sections number 6 Field Company Royal Canadian Engineers landed on Mike Red, all within 7 minutes of one another. The bombardment having failed to kill a single German or silence one weapon, these companies had to storm their positions cold, and did so without hesitation. Lockhart Ross Fulton, who was commander of D Company on D-Day, recalled, "The doors went down, and out we went into 3 feet of cold sea water. The difficulties of getting to the relative safety of the sand dunes were enormous. Loaded with equipment, weapons, and ammunition, men being hit and falling into the water, battle dress and boots full of water, it seemed impossible to move with any speed. Miraculously, most of us made it. On top of the sand dune, the Germans had laid minefields, stretching right across the company's front. Lacking time and equipment to lift them, we would have to make our way through them and trust to luck." Fulton died in October 2005. So I'm here at the western extent of Juno Beach. It's a very good place to check out as well. Lots of interesting things to see here. So you got 1 Charlie, and some of the bunkers, and across the range. These are shots taken just outside of Cozy's pillbox. The position is named after Lieutenant W.A. Cozy Aiken, who led Ted Platoon, a B Company of the Winnipegs. Before we get into how this position was taken by the Winnipegs, let's situate ourselves on the beach. Cozy's pillbox is located north of the Souls River. On this map, you can see it is to the west of the bridge on the river itself. It is easy to find today as it is right next to the sailing club on the beach. Former rifleman Alex Cuppers, who served with the anti-tank platoon of the Royal Winnipeg Rifles during the D-Day landings, recalled how the action to take the pillbox was described to him from those who were there. A fellow by the name of Corporal Holmes was the one that silenced the bunker on our extreme left. Corporal Holmes stood on someone's shoulders to enable him to toss grenades into the ports as the entrances were under enemy fire. He said that a little later the shooting started up again. The second time he threw in phos or phosphorus grenades that really brought screams and silenced the guns. This photo from June 1945 shows what the pillbox looked like before it began to shift in the dunes. Cuppers also talks about how another bunker was taken. He told the interviewer that another fellow, Corporal Kloss, was found dead inside another bunker on the body of a German he had killed with his bare hands. He'd been badly wounded before he crawled into the bunker. Cuppers concluded with, "There had to be many stories. As now the historians say, ours is one of the toughest beaches to overcome. There were many rifles that never made it off the beach, and many more were killed when they were badly mauled 2 days later on June the 8th. Their stories went with them, and so have never been told." Cuppers died in Langley, British Columbia on April 20th, 2003. So just showing you kind of the perils of coming at this time of year, walking out to the memorial, marking one of the spots when I'm coming ashore. This is from the beach. They're pretty far away from the beach itself, right there. And kind of near 1 Charlie and the car park over there. So it's bring your good boots when you come here this time of year, or really any time of year, to be honest. Weather is unpredictable, I'll say. The first day I did the beaches, it was very windy, very stormy. The beaches were pretty much non-existent because of the waves. So I'm just walking past again one of the strong points, one of the concrete defenses. And why is this such a difficult area to take? So again, Mike Red is in front of the Juno Beach Center. And then Mike Green's down that way. It's a little better today. The tide is out again, so that helps a lot. Our way back towards the harbor entrance. at Courseulles there. You can see the light at the end of the pier. And the cross marking the harbor. The bluffs here, they've moved obviously. And the fences are further back because they're back beyond that sculpture there. And the fences, they're a little further back than they would have been on the day. As we know, sand moves, so they're not in the same spot that they always were. And the grasses are very much on purpose to preserve the dunes and stop erosion. So there's another concrete emplacement up here I'm working my way towards. So this is Mike Red. This is where the Little Black Devils, Winnipeg Rifles, came ashore. Again, of the 3rd Infantry Division, 7th Brigade. So here again in the morning, you can see low tide today. So this is the pier. This is the entrance to the harbor over here. So this is back towards the center of Courseulles here. So the Juno Beach Center still behind. And this is the other side where the Reginas came on. And the more popular side of the beach, because all the homes and everything is over here, and all the ice cream shops and restaurants and things are up on this side, much more popular. Because the Sullivan River enters out right here. I mean, you could probably walk across it at low tide, it's kind of gross, but it's definitely something you can do if you wanted. Wouldn't recommend it, but you could. Or you could go out to the mouth there and go through the shallow bits because there's tons of sandbars that keep shifting. So yeah, it's something you definitely can do. So this is really the extent of the beach on this side because again the harbor entrance, which is right here, which also existed at the time. So that's again looking down on Mike Red on Juno Beach with Mike Green there way in the distance with the Camp Scots. It's actually a little campground, camping van area down where they came ashore, so you can kind of get an idea when you're here of how the beach sections were laid out. So there's another emplacement up here other than the one up by the Juno Beach Center. This Courseulles was made into a strong point. Very difficult chunk to take, lots of casualties, lots of concrete, as we've seen. And I know I keep saying this, but it's something important to keep in mind. Sand shifts, everything shifts. Stuff isn't static, especially 80 years later, where things are. So there's one of the concrete emplacements, obviously not on the beach line, on the other side of the dunes here, but even if it wasn't that location, it would still be a formidable obstacle because you still can't get past it. And this one's for artillery, and you'll see why. It's pretty clear in a second here. Again, in the beach enfilade, hit them as they come ashore, cause all kinds of mess. You can put machine gun positions further back because they have quite the range. So there was one inside the town, but this one's definitely for artillery, as you can see. The gun emplacement goes on the right. This one's kind of sinking. But yeah, you can definitely see how this would be a formidable obstacle. So it's barred off, can't get in. Kind of sand it up. Barred in the entrances. Oh, not very well though. You can get in if you're skinny enough. Which I am just barely. Ooh, squishy. Not much to see really. It's in the dune now, so not much to see. Yeah, so that's inside here is would have been the gun emplacement. Right. And then these are just the entrances to the bunker. Squish your way through here. Sorry. Doing a little bit of the Blair Witch here. I can just get in and out of that one. Ooh. Work our way to the top. This is the eastern extent of Mike Red. Black Devils came ashore. can get on the bunker roof here. Check it out. So the harbor's just back that way. Center of town there with the memorials, stuff about de Gaulle and the DD Bold and other memorials, and then the rest of them run a good length of the old part of Courseulles. So those townhouses way down there, actually staying in one of those is new. Town didn't go that far today. And then way in the distance is Bernay-sur-Mer and St. Aubin. Well, again, people are saying there's nothing Juno Beach. It's easy with no problem because they seen 1 minute long length of footage. They think the whole thing was easy. Not an easy task by any means. Very difficult to take.